Good morning, what's happening? How are we doing? Happy Friday, hope you're good. So today we're going to be talking about, I haven't put the thing in. Today we're going to talk about flipping it. So how can we flip? How can we learn to flip situations in our favour? Things that are not necessarily going well. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Bourman, and if you are coming through, then please do let me know. Okay, hit the love heart button, comment, let me know what you're up to this weekend, let me know what you're doing, let me know what you got planned, and share this with anyone that you think that might need it. So flipping it, I'm sure is used by many people, but my own meaning of it came when I was in Afghanistan, and I remember we were on an outpost and we didn't have a lot of protection. And we weren't filled with morale when we were setting up this outpost, because we were quite exposed. But I remember my corporal turning around to me and going, right, we're going to flip this in our favour. And we ended up working over the next couple of days to be able to build up our defences and whatever, to make it into a much better place, to make it feel a little bit more positive, a little bit more like home, a little bit more secure. And it was that mentality that I always remember. It was when he talked about flipping it. It's always kind of one of those things that's stuck in my head. And I've tried to apply that to everything that I do. So every single thing that I do, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to flip anything that is not in my favour, that is chaotic, that is overwhelming, that is a negative source. So like anything that's going on, I always think, right, how can I flip this in my favour? How can I flip this to be more positive? How can I flip this to learn from this? And that's not something that we can just do right away, right? It's not something that we can just go, right, I'm just going to flip this, because we're not built that way all the time. We have to be able to condition ourselves to do that. Just like when we go down a gym, right? We condition ourselves to build muscle. So we do lots of bicep curls and lots of squats and lots of deadlifts over a long period of time. And at some point along the way, you can't define exactly when it is, but you just look in the mirror and you go, wow, I'm starting to look in shape. I'm starting to look good. I'm starting to feel good. All right. And it's the same with flipping it. Whenever you get into a bad situation, there are two options. Number one is to continuously mull over those bad situations, or those stressful situations, or those distractions, or that chaos. So you can mull over it. And we can do sometimes what I spoke about the other day, is we can hide from it. We cannot really just deal with it, and we can just go, oh my God, this is negative. Or we can flip it. So I want you to think about a situation you've got going on right now in your life. Tell me what that situation is, okay? Or if you want to share it, stick it in here. And think about all of the things that you can do to flip that situation. How can you flip it so that you feel different emotionally, so that you feel different mentally, so that you feel more control over the situation, so you feel less anxiety? What would those things be? Because there is always a flip situation. You can always look on the bright side of life, if you like, as they call it. But I think the more that we do that, the more we rep that flipping mentality, the quicker we can turn things around. Because like I said to my guys last Saturday, the students in our brotherhood, listen, you are always going to have chaos and distractions and feel sorry for yourself and feel anger and frustration. Like, we can never, ever, ever stop that. But what we can do is we can flip that situation quicker. Instead of being in that state for 2 or 3 days, it could just end up being 6 hours. Or we could flip it to, actually, in the next half an hour, I'm going to get straight out of it. Or you get to the point where you're that good, it's been 5 minutes, and then you flip that situation. Okay. So what it is almost like a coping mechanism. So this coping mechanism is your instant reaction to that trigger. Bang. Right. Okay. This is what I've been presented. This is what my options are. This is how I can flip it in my favour. This is how I can flip it to feel in more control. All right. And it's such a super simple step. It's super simple mindset. And it's that elite operator mentality to be able to look at something and make the most of that situation. Make the most of it. And that's what we did in Afghan, right? We made the best of a bad situation. And that way, well, the more that we do that, the more we avoid the victim mentality, the feeling sorry for ourselves, the mulling over, the dwelling, kicking the stone down the road, head down, like, oh, woe is me. It's about taking responsibility, and having that responsibility and having that tool, like flipping it, is a really powerful. It's a really powerful tool to have in your arsenal. All right, so flip it, and I want you to think about this week. Every time something comes your way, every time a distraction comes your way, every time something's happening, I want you to be able to say, right, I'm going to flip this. Bang, I'm going to flip this. I'm flipping it. All right, guys. So listen, we're going to see you next week. There's only one show next week, which is on Monday. So I will look forward to seeing you on Monday. It's the only show of the week because I'm going away for a few days with some friends, just to get some time out for a couple of days with the guys. So listen, I hope you have an amazing weekend. If you haven't registered to our masterclass, then please jump on there, claim your free space, guys. Get your free seat, okay? We run that on March the 8th. It's going to be an evening with me, 8 o'clock to around 9:30. I imagine it might go on a bit more, just questions and stuff, but it'll be a really good evening of content and training and banter. We'll be working on building purposeful direction. 3 frameworks: building your vision and your mission, building your morning routine, okay, and building your mental resilience, okay, so that you can actually show up to achieve your direction. All right, guys, have a great day. Catch up with you soon.